everyone, it's Rambling Hour with Lisa, season 14, episode 12. This is my crazy hair. I haven't done anything with it, so you guys can see me in my crazy natural habitat. I'm in the greenhouse today, so sorry I'm a little bit late. I was working on some things and I'll explain in a second, but I am happy to be with you guys, and I know it looks tight right here. I'll do a quick, like if we go this way, that's where my workbench is that I work at to do planting and stuff. Go up, you can see the plants and everything, and then come back. This is my desk where I can write and sit and do those types of things. And then that's out into the garden, the other end. And then if I turn you right around, there's more shelves and plants and shelves and plants and shelves and plants and shelves. So that's how I'm sitting here. I have these two black shelves, like the long way sticking out. And you can see here that I have lots of cacti and succulents on them, and then same with this one over here. If I can, there's more cacti and succulents, and there's actually up there is the what's it called at Christmas time, poinsettia, that's doing well in the greenhouse. So right now I'm using a little tripod thing that I have in the garden, or I have it in the greenhouse for when I was starting to do greenhouse video, like gardening videos and stuff, when I was going to put them on my gardening Facebook thing more often, but I haven't done that. But I use this little one in the greenhouse. Sorry if it disconnected there. It's probably because it's probably trying to go through between the internet in the house and then like 4G. So let me know if it glitches like that. Actually, I could just pick you guys up and do so it's been raining all day, but it's still light enough out that I could give you a little bit of a tour of some of the garden. Let's do that quick before it gets dark. I have my heat, like it's a grow light. I just turned that on to light myself for this instead of bringing out the big tripod with the ring light. Plus, with the ring light, it would have a glare all over every window probably. So if we turn this way, that's towards the house and the big tree, and then, but we're gonna go this way, which you can see on the fence line there. I'm covering, I don't know, it's not visible much anymore. That was the point. If I turn you a little bit this way, you can see where that big wood fence panel is, that there's a bit of chain link fence still at the very top. Well, that's why I planted that specific Montana clematis over there, so that it covers the chain link fence panel for the train tracks. However, it's in flower right now. It looks absolutely gorgeous. Mom says, hi Lisa. Hi Mom. So this little path looks really cute too right here. Right now, I'm gonna take you this way. So I'm gonna walk backwards. That's not the prettiest part of the garden back there. That's like what I call the nursery. But most of these plants I'm putting in the ground in the raised beds so that they don't have to be worried or fussed over while we're in Canada. So how can I do this? So that's a paper rice plant, or rice paper plant. I've shown you guys that before. I'm going to come actually even further back here, and then we might be able to get it from here. So let's see what's the best way to do this. So here's the big raised bed, and this is what I'm showing you guys. It looks like a jumble of mess right now. I think I accidentally killed all my banana trees, so I'll have to start again with those. And I can't remember if I told you guys, but one time when it was really, really stormy out, I came to check on the polytunnel and it was literally gone. So I do not have a polytunnel anymore. It wasn't on the train tracks. It wasn't in the neighbors. We don't know how the wind took it, where it went. Nobody said anything on the community groups or anything else. So the Agulejas or columbines are in bloom right now, which they're one of my favorite plants, and you guys grow them there in Canada too. You can see some of them are already starting to try and set seed. I can cut this all down so that it'll bloom again, or I can let it set seed. And these can cross-pollinate with each other to the point that you can get something like this really almost blue one might be a cross between like a purple one like that and a white one or something. I'm not sure. So that's one thing I love about it, is you don't know, besides these ones that I put in here because they were in pots, you don't know what you're going to get with the babies, because it could be anything. You can see the cannas in there. So I do have my canna lilies that I didn't kill over winter. There's green and the purple. So those are going to get nice and big. And because I put my paper rice plant into the ground this year too, into the raised bed, it could probably get super huge as well. So we're going to see how that does. Behind me in this part of the raised bed, that is a buddleia over there. Again, it's all thrown in. Most of it's in pots here, but I've just thrown things in here. So it's a jumble of a lot. I have some garlic growing here. So pretty soon, garlic, the thing about garlic is it's very sensitive. Like I don't want to bump it or touch it. If I accidentally knock it down, then it will, yeah. So I'm waiting for the scapes to grow so I can eat the scapes and then pull up the heads of it. Okay, so there's a rose here that's gonna go crazy. I think it's called You're the Best. It was from my friend Bernie, and it is one of the best smells. I love this one, but there's lots of buds that are ready to open. In the back corner there, that's a cherry tree. It's an ornamental cherry tree. It blooms gorgeous pink in the spring. We've already had that. So I have hiding in here. I'm just gonna put you in there. Can you see that? I have a little, where's that? So am I directing you there? I can't see. There's a hidden barrel, like pond, like a wildlife barrel of water. Did you see that? It's in there. So, and then that's for wildlife and stuff. But I have let's see if I need to be able to see if I'm showing you the right thing. So I have a stick sticking out of it too, because wildlife have to be able to try and get out of it. So if something gets in it, falls in it, then it needs to be able to get out. If we go up the steps, you can see in the corner there too. It's hidden quite well, but there is my meditation bench in there where I can sit and meditate. But there's a lot of stuff in here right now that it's not the best place to meditate this year. So last year I took a lot of baby foxgloves and tried to keep them over winter, and I put them all in the ground here. Same thing. I don't know what colors they are or anything else. So the foxgloves are blooming all in here in the raised bed. And again, I can let them seed out. So there's a lot. Oh my gosh, I'm happy. Look at, can you see right there? My banana is not dead. There's a banana right there. I hope you saw that. There is a banana growing. So I have at least one banana plant that didn't die. It's going to be, that's why I put them in the middle. So the bananas and the rice paper plant are going to get huge. And then the cannas are going to be quite big too. And then I had smaller things around. And I've actually left an edge all around to plant some smaller things in that I need to put in. But as you can see, oh, sorry, it says rotate my phone. As you can see, all this that's green right here, this is all new forget-me-nots that are growing for next year, because they're biennials, which means they'll grow like this year, and then they'll flower next year. And I don't know where, it's hard to show you a good spot of the forget-me-nots because they're starting to, what's called, go over now. They're almost done blooming, but the sea of blue that I get, I leave the forget-me-nots wherever they go. Or I can move them if I need to, and they'll grow. They transplant quite well. So here's that beautiful, it's Elizabeth clematis, Elizabeth Montana clematis, and it's gorgeous. And I've let it this year. I can cut it back, but this year I've let it go up this arch a little bit. So over in this mess, because everything's a mess this year, and that's okay. There is, let's see where, Okay, so along the edge of my raised beds, these raised beds, I put the strawberries all along the edge so the runners can come down. Back here I had a light, like a golden oregano, or oregano if you're North American, but the golden one seems to have not done as well. But this is all oregano in here, so that can stay out all winter. Oh, this here is... These will be more obvious when I take out all the forget-me-nots now that they're done. But this is rosemary. Oh, it's so nice. Rosemary. And then you can see it's getting a little shaded now because of all of this. But that is my rhubarb down in there. And down on the ground here along the path is a couple different... That's a variegated thyme. And then there's another thyme right there. So I have some thyme there. Here's a pretty yellow, long spur Aguilegia columbine. No smell. Okay, let's see. This is one of my favorite Aguilecias. It's called Tequila, or Tequila Sunset, maybe. The colors are awesome. So this is the path. I showed you guys down this path already, but now we're going the other way, back towards the greenhouse. And what do we have here that's interesting? There's a little red rose in there. And there's, oh, this is a bay, like a laurel, like a bay tree. So these are leaves. I took most of them off last year. That's why all these are small, and dried them out so for cooking and stuff like that, bay leaves. You can see in this pot here that these irises are about to bloom as well. And my birdhouse needs some work. My bird table needs to be repaired. So this was where you would have gotten, there's a big slab here of, what do you call this stuff? Not granite, slate. And that was where you would have gotten into the polytunnel when it was here. Oh, and if you see that there's a piece of scaffolding board that goes across the raised bed with all those black pots on, most of those are all different types of thyme, which is interesting because I'm going to be doing something in the greenhouse with thyme with you guys today. So look at these. Again, foxgloves. There's certain plants like the Aguilecias, the foxgloves, and then it'll come into poppy season. And I just let them go wherever they want. This one is huge, but it's leaning, so I'm gonna have to stand it up. But it's crossing my path with another one, a little white one here, that they're crossed over like this. So and another one, I'm gonna have to, this one and the white one. So I'm gonna have to move these just to get out of here. Oh, there's chives down there too. Can you see? These chives have finished flowering. So I actually need to cut them back. You can use I wouldn't use the dried flowers like this, but when they're like these ones here, you can use the flowers in salads, you can use the chives, and then there's another one here that's just starting. Now I have the foxglove on my shoulder. Okay, let's get out of here. Here's a nice, really tiny, tiny flowers. This is a type of jasmine. And the flowers are tiny and pink. I wonder if I can't remember if it's scented or not, and then because it's been raining, yeah, I'm not getting a scent off of it right now. There is so much to look at in this garden. And so, yes, so let's go this way before we go back into the greenhouse. This is the back garden, our one piece of grass. Yes, I understand bees, butterflies, all the pollinators, everything else, but I'm not doing no mow May, and I am keeping one piece of grass, like one patch of grass for us. The rest, look at the view from here. You can't tell me that there's not stuff in this garden for plants, for the, animals and wildlife. We have this orange fence up still, because I don't want to take it down because the grass is too nice now. So there's the greenhouse. And back in the fence line there's the stream that I built. And then there's like so many plants by the greenhouse, and then back there, and then, oh, I should have shown you, yeah, I can show you that still from this angle. But you see this in pictures, probably. There's an arch there hiding, right there. It's got two different roses growing up it. The really nice red roses, and then the little white rambling roses that are just starting to open. And they're huge and full on the top, but I'm eventually gonna bring it down this side as well, because it starts at the back. And then there's another rose that's in bloom right there. You can see the barbecue in the back. This is the way that we're walking. Come with me this way. If there's a hose on the here, like, that I was using, so I don't want to trip over it. We know I'm clumsy enough. So this is a table, and this is where I sit to do my journaling and writing if I come outside. That thing that looks like a what do you call it? A big, long, not pillar. Is it called a pillar? Yeah, pillar is a rain barrel. And when we walk this way, you know, this is my favorite thing that I built last year, and it's only going to become better. Okay, so table, I moved the table out of the way from the kitchen window so that I get to see the awesome view of the pond. So in the background, did I do a live from the pond last year? I can't remember, but in the background you can see the gorgeous, magical, like a looking pond, a reflection pool, or a plunge pool because of how deep it is up to here on me, so I get to plunge. We're gonna build a proper deck back there, a dock deck, instead of those fence panels, and I can jump in, and there is fish in there. I can see the reflection of the tree, but I need to put my filter back on this. I was using my filter to take the pump to take the rainwater out of the pool in the front to water my plants. So the filter's not on this, so I need to get the filter back on it. So it's hard to see the fish right now. But, sorry, there was a text coming through that I was reading. And yes, so we can go back to, this is a seating area over here where the stream is, but these are kind of getting sort of rotten now, so I need to replace them. But that's the beginning of the stream all the way. I can't really get you there right now because of this orange fence. Anyways, let's go back in the greenhouse. I have some things to show you guys. But yeah, this is only the back garden, so how absolutely gorgeous is this? You can see over in the distance by that white archway that there's yellow irises that are blooming right now. And I'm tripping over things. So you can see Alina in the house there. Hi, Lena. Hi, Lena, whose birthday is coming up in August. You're gonna be 12. So, what else? I'm excited about this. Buddleia can be like a weed here, but this Buddleia has little balls, and they are yellow instead of purple, so this is called glow Buddleia. So this is in a barrel. Well, it's a plastic barrel pot, but it's a big one that I absolutely love. I started that as a cutting, so it makes me very happy that I had a cutting. And look at the size of this clematis. I always say clematis because of clamato juice, but I think it's clematis. I don't know, but look at the size of that compared to my hand. This is the one that's climbing up there on these things on that side of the greenhouse. All right, I have some more stuff out here just in front of the greenhouse. There's a big foxglove here that's the star of the show at the moment. It's at the back of a pot, this pot down here. So I have it turned so that it's there. But in the shelf here is where I have, this one is going to be, it's like, I haven't started my own, well, I have, I guess, but this is going to be a bonsai. I just haven't done it yet. But this is where my bonsais are. I've killed a few bonsais. Yeah, those ones are dead. So the only ones that are alive are not ones I bought, but ones I made. So this is a cherry, one of the Japanese cherries that I'm bonsaiing. And I don't remember what this is called, but it's this one here. And there's even a smaller one of it here that I'm trying out. It gets orange berries in the autumn. My brain's not working, so I can't tell you what it is. And then this is because the squirrels will bury acorns, so we do get like oaks in random places. So I'm trying to bonsai an oak. I don't know how well it will work, but it's lasted over winter and it's still alive. So we'll see how that turns out. I'll just set it at the bottom now because it's easier. Okay, let's go back in the greenhouse. And yes, I'll just do a view from here of the raised beds. Full of lots of everything right now. This is the wild farm. That's what I say when I'm in this part of the garden. I call it the farm. So the nursery, the farm, the greenhouse. That's the back garden, right? With the stream, the pond. All right, I cleaned the greenhouse yesterday, so it's kind of tidy in here. Yes, I have lots of stuff, but that's the life of any hobbyist. So, what was I saying about mint? I was telling you guys about mint because, so I've been cutting down on my pop. Oh, okay, well, let's start with, so eating healthier. You know, me and Steve have been eating healthier. I haven't started my exercise yet, but, and I have been sick for the last few days, which is okay, but I will get back on to the getting my fitness as well as my eating healthy. Me and Steve are still eating healthy. It's been nearly 2 weeks. And after 14 days, because I weighed myself on the 14th, and then on the 10th, and then I weighed myself on the 24th. Can you guys hear me? It says slow connection. Hopefully now that I'm in one spot, it'll be okay. But so I weighed myself on the 24th. So within 14 days, I lost 6.4 pounds, which is awesome because I didn't think that I had lost any. So, I mean, yes, eating is a huge part of it, but I know exercise matters as well, so I'm just proud of myself and surprised. But I talked to the doctor's office, and my test results for both of my stool samples, both types, Mom, you'll be happy to hear this, they're all clear. There's no further action needed on any of them, so there's nothing wrong with me. I don't even have H. pylori, which then tells me that the acid problem in my stomach is probably because I drink too much pop. So that's another reason that's good that I'm cutting down on the pop, which brings us to nearly to the mint. Yes, it all is going in an order here. So if I turn around, which way should I do this? Yeah, we can do it this way. So, empty glass. I could have put some ice in there, but it's okay because the water is ice cold from the fridge. This is actually the container from the fridge. It doesn't have a filter in it, but the water's already filtered from the fridge. So, why is that crooked now? Oh, I see. Hang on. Okay, so I wanted to use this one because then nothing can get out when I'm trying to pour my water. We have cucumber, lemon, and I have mint right here from the garden. Fresh mint. If you want to wash it in the sink before you put it in, you can. So I have this jug of water. I'm just going to slice up some cucumber thinly. You wouldn't think that cucumber would have as much flavor as it actually does. But when you make cucumber water, it tastes so refreshing. And yeah, like I said, it has way more flavor than you would think it does. So I don't need to do too much here. Just enough for some flavor and to show you guys. So put my slices of cucumber in to the jug. And then I have my lemon, which, I can show you guys over here is a lemon tree. These ones aren't ready yet, but they're almost ready. And then I have some other citrusy types in here that are also not ready yet, but that's, oh, and actually right here, up there, which I've kept over winter and stuff, is, you can start them fresh each year, but that's Thomas's jalapeno plant, or red pepper. I don't know, it's some type of pepper. They get red, so maybe they're not jalapenos, but that's Thomas's plant that I've taken care of for a couple of years. So, lemons. Even, like, if you have a sunny and warm place in Canada, like a conservatory or a really sunny window, like a south-facing window, you will be able to grow lemons indoors, even in Canada. So, same thing, I'm just going to do some slices, some thin slices of lemon. Obviously, if you can't grow lemons, then you buy them. Well, I don't want to do too much lemon either, because we know lemon has a powerful flavor. So drop my lemons in. Now you could do just cucumber water, you could just do lemon water, you could just do mint water if you want. But you can also try cucumber, lemon, mint water. So I'm going to take some, I'll take this up on my lap. It's wet because it's from outside and it's been raining, but I'm going to, oh, can you, yeah, that's still not high enough. Okay, so I'm just going to break off some of the leaves. Again, if you want, you can, well, I could take this whole stem off like that. It already smells yummy if you like mint. I like mint in different ways. I like chocolate mint. I like mint like this, but I get tired of brushing my teeth with so much mint. So I'm breaking off the leaves. My cousin Bev says, hello, hello Bev. So I'm breaking off the leaves off of this. And again, we know mint is a strong flavor, so you don't need too much mint either. And that goes in the compost. So there we go. We're going to put the mint in. Going to put the lid on. Now, depending on what container you have, you might be able to shake it up or let it, infuse? Yeah, let it infuse for however long until you think the flavor is. You can try to what your liking is, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. I'm not going to take anything out of there. I'm just going to drink it like this, but obviously leaving it for even 10 minutes, it's going to have more flavor. So maybe I'll only pour myself a little bit right now, and then in 10 minutes we'll have some more, and then I can see the difference in flavor. But that's why I was using this jug, because I don't want anything to come out while I'm pouring it. So cheers to not drinking as much pop and drinking more water, even if it's plain water or you infuse it with a little bit of flavor. So, cheers. Yep, you can already taste it. So, tell me what's new with you guys. What have you been up to? How has your week been? Like I said, I've been sick most of the week, but besides that, it's been pretty good. Nothing interesting necessarily to report. I don't think we've done anything really this week. I mean, I had painting class on Wednesday, so that was good. Yeah, enjoying painting. We have had a little bit of sun, so I've had a bit of time outside, and then also it's been raining, and we had a thunderstorm today, so that was exciting. I even did, because we don't get as many thunderstorms here as we do on the prairies in Canada. So when it was thundering, I was out here working on stuff at my desk, and I pressed record on my phone on a voice memo to record the thunderstorm. So that was pretty cool. I'll have to listen back to it. But I was also writing at the same time. I don't think you can hear me writing while I'm doing it. So what I was doing, I've told you guys about this before, is this oracle deck that I want to work with. It's called the Green Witch Oracle Deck. Now, don't let the green, like the witch word, scare you. Now I can like look at all of the cards because I've finished. So I was doing my own interpretation of each card, what I first got from looking at each card, and now I can also read the book and see what they say for interpretations. I showed you this before. But now I know all the cards. Well, I don't like know. I've seen them all and written. So there's the broom, but like, let's see, preserve. So really, if you're into nature, these are good like nature cards as well. Pine tree, mint. We just used that today. So sun. So it's got the seasons, the like the sun, the moon. It's got like tend and harvest. So it's definitely, it's a nature-based. Lavender, it's nature-based, and then there is obviously like the broom, and that's earth. Moss agate is a type of stone. Sage, moth, cauldron. So it has some of the witchy things, but yeah, it's just, I'm really excited to work with this, and I finally 50 cards. I've written what my interpretation of each card is, and now I can, like I said, read what they interpret them as, and then I'm going to go back and write again if I have any other thoughts, and then I can start working with this deck. So that is really exciting to me, but that's what I was doing today, and I only had a few cards left to finish. Look, even the box is really pretty. That's the inside of the box. Like, that gets covered up by the lid. Oops. I just put it down on my desk. That's obviously wet. And then this goes on top. I love with attention to detail like that. So that was what, oh, I forgot to put the book back. That was what I was doing just before I really wanted to finish my cards, and I have to be in the right mindset to work with them, right? So then I have my journals there to do my journaling as well that I haven't done today. Steve's not out today because I guess I just found out, I probably should have known but forgot that, and now it's like Steve just reminded me like 20 minutes ago that tomorrow is like what they call a bank holiday here, so what we call in North America a long weekend. So tomorrow's a holiday, so Steve doesn't go out with his mates on the holiday weekend, so he's home. So I can do my own thing, or I can go and spend time with my husband. Oh yes, it's, as you guys know, because I've been outside at this time before, it is roosting time almost. So you'll start hearing all the beautiful birds talking to each other, telling them the news of the day before they go to bed. So yes, tell me again what you guys have done this week. What's up with you? What are your plans? Are tickets booked to Canada? Mom asked me in a message that I didn't respond to yet. Steve he said, that was yesterday, and he said probably today. So I don't think he's booked them yet, but maybe tonight, or like he is working on it. So we know probably the days that we are, like the flights that he's looked at. I know the dates, but I'm not going to say them on here, but I will tell you guys, like specific people in messages when I know for sure when they are booked. So soon they will be booked. And I can make more. I have it in my journal here, the piece of paper with the calendar for July and August, so that I can write plans. Hi, Lena. Lena loves being in the greenhouse too. She likes to just lie in here when it's dry, out of the rain. What can I talk to you guys about? Coming up this week. Oh, actually, I had a dentist appointment this week, too. That was the day that I wasn't feeling good the night before. I started getting, like, a tickly throat and stuff before bed. And then the morning I woke up and I was feeling, like, stuffy and, you know, just not 100%. Then I went to the dentist. They had to fill a couple cavities that the fillings had fallen out. So 2 up here I didn't need to get frozen for, but 1 down here, the dentist froze me. And I forgot that for the last like 15 years or so, the anesthetic, like the stuff they use at the dentist's office to freeze you, bothers me. So they said it's not an allergic reaction, but I don't know what else it could be. But it makes me just feel all ugh. So that on top of not feeling well already is when I really, really felt sick on, I think that was Thursday. And then so Friday, Saturday, and now it's Sunday. Yesterday, I was starting to feel better. Today, I feel not 100%, but even better than yesterday, which yesterday I felt better than the day before. So hopefully tomorrow, I'll be all better. And I know the kids are on like term break right now, so I knew the kids would be home, but I didn't realize that means Steve will be home tomorrow too, which isn't a problem. I just, you have your schedule, you have your way of doing things, so, what else can I tell you guys about? Just doing the normal stuff, trying to get the house tidy and clean, trying to get stuff out in the garden ready and set for when we go away to Canada. Just getting excited about that and making plans. I haven't made any yet. Don't worry if I haven't said anything to you about what date, because like I haven't made any plans really with Canada. Only the mud run and camping for a couple weeks. So that's the only things we've planned already. Pretty birdies all around, just chirping and chirping. Let's pour some more water. Let's drink this and then pour some more water and see how much flavor it's added. Because what you want to do is watch me just drink a bunch of water. That's what you tuned in for, right? Look at this. It's like my own concoction. And if you're a witch, this is almost like making a potion. Lena! Lena! She's barking at something on the train track, so it could be a fox, a cat, a bird. Yep. I haven't had this in a long time, so it's like I honestly, even like I said, even if you just try cucumber water, even if you just try a few slices of cucumber in your water, it has this like refreshing flavor, especially on a hot day. It just tell me if you've already tried cucumber water before. If you haven't, Melody, I think, is the one who, my sister Melody is the one who told me about this the first time I found out about it. So, but yeah, have you tried before? What variants do you like? What do you like to put with it or not? So coming up this week, like I said, the kids aren't in school. Me and Erica need to find a prom dress for her. I think what I'm going to do is look on the buy and sell, like on the marketplace, and see if we can get a used one if she's happy with that. The only thing is that I'm like, if she finds one that she likes, then I'll contact the people and see if we can go there and try it on before we totally say yes, because, you know, I want to make sure it fits and stuff. I don't know how comfortable people will be with letting us into their home for her to try it on. Or, yeah, I don't know how else we'd do that, but I don't want to, especially if it's like, if we are spending, more money than whatever, then I don't want to buy one that doesn't fit right, and then I'm stuck with having to try and resell it, which, So, so prom dress shopping is on the list. Oh, big news. Wednesday, we got our visas in the post. So, yes, so we were approved. They never tell you if you're approved or not. Actually, sometimes, I guess they probably maybe sent me an email, but they just send them out, and we got our visas. So that was another reason that Steve was waiting to book the tickets, is he was waiting to make sure that we got our visas before, because you're not allowed to leave the country while the visa application is in process. And then even if we did leave the country, because we still have our passports, we wouldn't be able to get back into the country without our visas. Literally, we have to have our visas. So we have them now, and yeah, big news there. What else can I tell you about? So, healthy eating, making nice dinners. What I need to do too with my healthier dinners and stuff is take photos. I don't need to put photos. Okay, so I have that album on Facebook under my photo albums. It's like low carb, no carb, like snacks and meals, and looking through it is awesome because it gives me ideas. Like, I go back to it when I want to get back into the swing of things of eating healthy. So if it's already in there, then I don't need to take a photo of it. But I like to take photos of what we're eating because, again, not only to give myself ideas in the future of things that we liked and made, but to inspire other people who are looking for, because once you get into it, like, there is a lot of things you can eat that are healthier with, and you can cut out more of the carbs or reduce the amount of carbs that you're eating. It's just remembering what they are and everything else. Samantha says, it's our first night in our new house. That's awesome, Samantha. So Samantha has moved to her new house, and she's been getting it ready for weeks now, and tonight is officially their first night in their new house. So congratulations, Samantha. And I bet the kids are loving it. New life adventure. What else can I tell you about? Oh my god, so like May is like totally over. Well, not quite, but like it's like the 26th. So I can't believe that May is almost over. And then it's June. Like, time is just ticking by. And the only reason that I'm excited for time to go by a little bit is because I'm excited to go to Canada and see everybody who I haven't seen in like 5 years. Like, I'm dreaming about Canada. In my dreams, I'm in Canada, going to different places, eating different things, or trying to eat things. And so I'm very excited. But at the same time, summer goes by so quickly. So I've started taking down the Easter and spring decorations. They should be put away by the end of May, so that I can put the summer decorations out. But I don't have that many summer decorations, which is good for two reasons. One, because then it's not much to put out, and two, there's so much other stuff to do in summer that I'm not as bothered about decorating the house in summer like I am in the autumn and, winter, Christmas, and Easter, spring. So, but yeah. I've been reorganizing my scrapbooking stuff to make it easier for if I do get time to just go and sit and do a few things. And I wrote in my journal too, like sometimes with my scrapbooking, I might just take out like one picture and a few stickers and be like, hey, I want to do something with that. And then that's all the scrapbooking I have time for that day. And then the next day I might just glue those on or cut something out. And then that's all I have time for that day. And I'm trying to go around, but I've reorganized things so that it's easier in the office, so that it stays cleaner and looks good and doesn't get totally cluttered, but that I can work on something a little bit without making a huge mess or whatever. And then I've been working on cleaning up the art and organizing the art room as well, so that all our spaces in the house are accessible and usable for their purpose. Like right now, a lot of the art, there's not a lot of the art stuff, but because me and Steve have been going to different art classes and workshops and stuff, we have, I have the watercolor paints, the acrylic paints out on the dining room table, but I need to reorganize and then put things away. And there's one acrylic painting that we did on a Bubbly and Brushes evening out that me and Steve did, that I need to finish painting it because it was flowers and it looks good the way it is, except that I have some circles from the center of the flowers still that I did first, so I just need to put petals on those and it'll be finished, but it's sitting there to be done. I'm just, again, like I told you guys before, when I talk to you guys on here, then I start going through inventory in my head about, well, that's what my to-do lists in my journal are for too, but then I start thinking about what we can talk about, what's going on in life, and then I start thinking about the things that I need to do, things I haven't done, and yada. So Eric had a new friend stay over, and they made pancakes this morning, and they did really well. The pancakes, American style pancakes is what we call them, because that's how we have them in North America. Here they have them a lot thinner, like crepes, but the girls with Grandma McDermott's recipe, Erica and her friend made, they were all, uniform size, and they were, sometimes you have where they don't puff up enough, and they just, sometimes you burn them, they just did really, really well. So I'm proud of them for making those. And then, because when I got up this morning, well, I didn't get up this morning, I got up more this afternoon, but there was a little sticky note on the microwave that said, pancakes for everyone to eat, which was awesome that they made them, and then they made them for other people to eat as well. And they cleaned the kitchen. They cleaned up after themselves. So thank you to them for doing that. What else can I tell you guys about dinners that I'm making this week? Nothing specifically. I want Steve to make chili. I can make chili, but his chili's better. So that's one dish that I'm like, wait for him to make. So we can do chili, and I could eat chili for days and days and days. I mean, obviously you only keep it for 2 or like the third day we freeze it. But then you can take the frozen like portioned ones and rewarm them up and eat them. So that's what I mean by eating it for days and days and days. I don't just mean like leaving a pot of chili in the fridge and eating it for 2 weeks. I prefer not to be sick. So, yeah, so we talked about food and exercise or lack of it, and family and friends. Me and Samantha need to get together because one day that we were supposed to see each other, Erica had an orthodontist appointment, so we couldn't do it that day. And then the next day when we were supposed to see each other, she wasn't feeling good, which is okay because I get it, because that's how I was feeling the last few days. So we haven't got to, I saw like sinus-y thing going on. So we haven't got to see each other, which is sad because we like friend time. So me and Samantha need to get together, so that's friends and family, like I said, in Canada. Actually, whose birthday is coming up here too? Because I guess around Mother's Day we saw everyone, but we haven't got together really. So I'm not brain. Oh, I guess Erica's is July 3rd and her prom is July 4th. So that's going to be busy. But yeah, I guess there's that birthday. Does anybody have it before? No. Actually, hang on. July. Oh, that's also Steve's dad's birthday is in July. And Father's Day. That'll be the next thing. Father's Day is in June. So that's another reason I'm keeping the fence up for the grass, because if we have everyone here for like a nice little garden party for Father's Day, and the grass will be nice without dogs on it and stuff. However, Amy and James have a nice sized garden too. If they want to host, they don't have to, but I'm just saying. Auntie Dan says, hello, happy Sunday. Happy Sunday to you as well. Auntie Dan, it might be sun day, but it was more like rain day here. However, lucky me, I have this greenhouse that I got to sit in and still be connected to outside while enjoying the rain and the thunder. Oh, yes, I saw that. Auntie Dan says, Nicole and Sam's anniversary last weekend, 10 years. Yeah, I saw happy anniversary to them, but that is, like, me and Steve have been together for 10 years, but Nicole and Sam have been married for 10 years, so they've been together even longer than that. So, yes, happy anniversary to them. That is, Auntie Diane's daughter, Nicole, is my cousin. Like, that's who we're talking about. And Sam is her husband. And they have 2 cute little daughters that we've had as guests on here before. I don't know if you guys remember, if you've seen it. It's over a year ago, probably, but with Nicole and the girls and their hedgehogs. They had their little hedgehogs. So that was... Auntie Dan, actually, were you at Nicole's house? I think you might have been on it as well in that video. I can't remember for sure. But I do need to have more guests. I have thought about that too. And I know, I do talk to people about it, and then it just doesn't get sorted. But it's mostly my fault. So I can't blame anyone else but me. But until then, you'll just have to listen to me waffle on. I don't think we say that in Canada. Sometimes I get confused now if I have known something my whole life or if I learned it over here. But waffling, like just rambling on and on and on. Yeah, I've told you guys that before, but I'm pretty sure that's from over here. Jade and Jasmine, and yes, I was on as well. Yes. Jade and Jasmine. And the hedgehogs. But I can't remember the hedgehogs' names. You might remember them. So, the house, I still love it every day. So yesterday I warmed up chili for Steve, the last potted chili that was in the freezer, which was good for him and me that I didn't have to make anything necessarily. but sad for me because honestly, I after I warmed it up for him, I thought, oh, I wish there was another one I could have had some chili. Today I warmed up a curry that was frozen and for him, but I haven't really eaten yet. I haven't made anything for the kids either. They can fend for themselves, so I don't know what I'm going to eat when I go in, but this is part of the thing. Like I said, eating healthier means you need to plan ahead, because when you don't plan, then you get into this position where you'll just eat whatever's easiest or quickest instead of what you should actually eat. That might take a little bit of time to prepare, but you're better off for it. So, and that's why actually the frozen things are really good. I do have more frozen curries and stuff, so I might just warm up a frozen curry from the freezer. Which, again, is nice that when you do make these batches of things, if there is leftovers, that you can freeze some down. Because then it's also, what do you feel like that day? You know, you can change it up. So I might try some green Thai curry, making some of that for myself, like, and freezing it into meals. Some of these things are so easy. Even if you use jarred sauce, you could just use, like, chicken, jarred sauce, whatever veg you want. And then whether you put like a little bit of rice or whatever with it, you can have like homemade ready meals that are just as good, if not better, probably better than the ones that you buy pre-made with the little, because it's like basically the same stuff, except that yours has less preservatives in it, especially if you make the sauce yourself, than the ready, and you can have bigger portions if you want as well. So, yeah, so actually, I was going to color yesterday because, you know how I have that calendar that I color one picture a month. And my May picture, I haven't colored yet, and May is almost over. So I was going to start coloring it last night, but then time just got away from me, and then I just didn't really feel like it while we watched TV. So we did watch a movie last night, which we actually enjoyed, so I'll tell you about that in a second. But, so maybe when I'm done here, I will go and start coloring the May picture, because before you know it, it'll be June. Yeah, so I might do that, and then I'm visiting with Steve, coloring, and we can watch TV. Last night we watched a movie called... Give me a second. I don't know what it's called. Actually, I don't know if I honestly didn't pay attention to what it was called, but I'll tell you the premise. And then, what was it called? It was a survival movie, and it had Idris Elba in it and Kate Winslet. And they're in a little tiny plane with the pilot, and it crashes in like a snowy mountains, and they have to try and survive. And actually, sometimes you can be concerned about movies when it has a very small cast, like when the whole movie is basically one or two people and what they're doing. But yeah, it was really, we really enjoyed it. It was good, and even a good ending. Like, sometimes you can watch a whole movie and think that was pretty good, and the ending is shit. But no, it was good. I just can't remember what it was called. So, is it on Netflix? No, I don't think so. I think it was on the TV. If somebody searches for me quickly, Idris, Edris, I think that's how you spell it, Idris Elba and Kate Winslet movie, and then tell me what it's called, and then I can tell everybody else what it's called. It was from... What year was it from? It's not brand new, so you might be able to find it somewhere. Anybody? Anybody? Did somebody look it up? Sorry, my nose is still stuffy. Full fluffy. So I don't know what we're gonna watch tonight. Sundays, see, like Thursdays is Taskmaster, Fridays is Gogglebox, Mondays is John Oliver if it's on, and then we have Tuesdays, like we watch some cop shows like Inside the Force or Highway. What's it called again? Highway Cops? No, what's it called? Anyways, Road wrote, I don't know, we like those police shows, like the ones where the cameras, remember Bad Boys, what you can do? That was like basically the start of it, where the cameras follow the actual police officers around, where they're doing like, one of them's called Traffic Cops, and another one is like Highway, I can't remember what it's called, it's like Keeping the Highway Safe, and Highway Patrol. I don't know what it's called. But yeah, we watch those. But the Inside the Force is a good one. And one that we really love, but they only put so many episodes a year because obviously it takes a lot of work to even work on one case. It's called 24 Hours in Police Custody. And that's where they, they can only, there's a crime and they have a suspect, but they can only keep them in custody for 24 hours. While they figure out what's going on and if they have enough to charge them. After 24 hours, they either charge them to keep them longer or put them, detain them, or they have to let them go. So 24 hours in police custody. And Dan says, I've been watching the series Apples Never Fall on W Channel. It's really good. I haven't heard of it, so I'll have to look it up. We are finishing, The Good Doctor. We're watching that. It's sad that it's ending, but it's been a really good show. So, yeah, The Good Doctor. What else? We got tricked last week into, it said that there's a new season of the Lazarus Project, and we got super excited. And then we started watching it, and we were like, we've seen this. And this is season 2. We've already seen this. So not only was it not new, it was just new to that channel. But then Steve looked it up, and they're not making any more. So not only, so even though we were watching those ones, even though we saw them, they were still really good. But that would just made us excited for, a new season, which is never coming. So what else series are we watching? We have a few that we want to watch, that we see. For me, it's that there's more to watch than I let myself have time for. So, Samantha says, I've been watching Criminal Minds. Yeah, we want to watch that from the very beginning and all the way through. But sometimes we'll find where you get a season and then episode 4 and 17 is missing or something. It's just so stupid. Samantha, can you look up quickly what survival movie in the last few years with Idris Elba and Kate Winslet? What it's called? It's just not coming to me at all. What the name is. Yes, televisioni. Movies, so. I know, Criminal Minds, I do like crime shows and stuff like that too. Criminal Minds is really, really good, which is why we want to watch it from the beginning all the way through. Excuse my fat finger, because we're almost done the hour. So if Samantha doesn't find what it's called, I will put it in the comments after when I look it up on here. Yes, that's what it's called. You are right, Samantha. And that is the year that I thought it came out, but I didn't want to say it because I didn't want to be wrong. It's called The Mountain Between Us. And it's from 2017. So, Bev, you should be able to find it somewhere. Or Aunt Diane, or who somebody asked if it was on Netflix. So you should be able to find it easily enough because it's from 2017. Well, maybe, I don't know how easy. Anyways, so, yeah, The Mountain Between Us. It's always hit and miss if there's a movie that you haven't really heard of and you don't know. Yes, you think Idris Elba and Kate Winslet, it should be good because, they're good actors. But sometimes good actors are in movies, right? So, but no, I would, if you come across it, I would say it's worth watching. It's not the best movie in the world and you need to go find it right now, but it's definitely worth the watch. We both enjoyed it. So it's, like I said, it's a survival thriller, heart-wrenching, but happy ending type movie. So, and you learn a few things about trying to survive in frigid temperatures, which I hope I never have to experience. Not the frigid temperatures, but trying to survive in them. Yes, I'm from the prairies of Canada, but we have nice warm homes, and I didn't have to do any of that survival stuff unnecessarily, without it being just planned. So, speaking of survivalists, that is something that I want to do, not this year necessarily, unless I buy some stuff and preserve it in the autumn, but like I said, because I'm not focusing on the garden as much this year, just trying to maintain everything. But next year, when I'm fully here and fully invested, I want to plant things. So like I told you guys before, I think I've told you this. So say 1 year I focus on garlic and basil, if you're from North America, garlic and basil, and then I would have to buy the olive oil and the pine nuts, but make a bunch of pesto, and then pesto can freeze nicely, as well as, I guess, if you seal it in jars, that will last as well. But then maybe 1 year I am focused on tomatoes and even jalapenos and such. And I just make lots of batches of either jarred tomatoes or salsa, homemade salsa. And then 1 year I might do the whole raised bed of cucumbers, and then I can make delicious pickles. So yes, or I can do a bit of each and then try doing a bit of all of it. But my mummy and my grandma who lived with us, they would preserve things, and I watched and helped, but I've never done it myself, so I'd like to get into it more. I know, Samantha, you've made preserves here as well with chutneys and stuff, so which you've been nice enough to share with me. But I need to learn and be a big girl myself and make, well, not myself, I mean, Samantha, you can come and help me, and Mummy, if you come here in the fall ever as well, then I can have help too. But yeah, I'd like to do that, but not this autumn, like I said, because I'm not really doing anything in the garden this summer, so because I'm going to be in Canada! Okay, alright, I love you guys. Well, this is the last episode of the season, so wishy-washy. We'll see if we're here next week, or if I take a week off. I don't know yet. Who knows what the week has in store. And it will be, because today is the 26th, 7 days later, it will be June when I see you guys next on here. So, Mom says, bye Lisa, love you. I love you too, and have a good rest of your May, and we will see you in June at some point. Alright? Love you guys. Hope you enjoyed the little tour of the back garden, and bye!